Did you know that UTEP is the only college in Texas that holds a national championship for the game of basketball? We have Coach Don Haskins to thank for that, as he changed the diversity in the sport. Hi, my name is Raul Garcia, and I'll be talking to you today about the life of Don Haskins, his influential move, and the effects he had on the game of basketball. Starting off with the life of Don Haskins. Don Haskins was born on March 13th, 1930, in Enid, Oklahoma. He played college basketball at Oklahoma A&M, now known as Oklahoma State, from 1949 to 1952. Haskins played both guard and forward. He went on to lead Oklahoma A&M to the NCAA semifinals in 1949 and in 1951. After his college days, he began coaching. He coached throughout all of Texas in the high school level, both boys and girls, from 1955 to 1961. In 1961, Don Haskins took over the coaching position at Texas Western College. His first couple of seasons weren't to his expectations until he found one team that would change the game forever. During the 1950s, Texas Western was one of the first public colleges in the South that allowed integration in its athletic programs. Don Haskins this year went on to recruit many athletes around the country, most of which were black. In the season of 1965, Haskins began playing his black student athletes. He would start 2, 3 at most against all the other white colleges. That team made it to the national championship that season. On March 19, 1966, Texas Western went up against the heavily favored all-white Kentucky Wildcat team, coached by Adolph Rupp. This day, Haskins made the bold move to start all 5 of his black players against the all-white team. He not only started them, he also won the game and the national championship that day. The aftermath. Haskins' move began influencing coaches all around the South. The Southeastern Conference admitted its first black athlete in 1967, a year right after the Miners had won the national championship with the 5 black starting players. Coach Haskins went on to say, on an article by Bill Knight, he says, "I hadn't thought about putting an all-black team on the court. I simply was playing the best players I had. That's what we had been doing that whole season." Many black student athletes began being recruited all over the country. The game went on as the most historical upsets in college basketball history. Don Haskins loved the game of basketball. He set the bar for all the coaches all around the country. Most importantly, he gave the best players, a chance to play, opening the doors for many black student athletes. An American original, stated by Bill Knight. So, until this day, that 1966 national championship banner is hung up on the rafters at the Don Haskins Center here in El Paso, Texas, and is still the only basketball championship in Texas to this day. Thank you.